Hey, how are you? My name is Jeremy. I'm going to be reading from Wild at Heart by John Eldredge. I'm on page 107, Contempt for the Wound. Men are taught over and over when they are boys that a wound that hurts is shameful, notes Bly. A wound that stops you from continuing to play is a girlish wound. He who is truly a man keeps walking, dragging his guts behind. Like a man who's broken his leg in a marathon, he finishes the race even if he has to crawl and he doesn't say a word about it. That sort of misunderstanding is why, for most of us, our wound is an immense source of shame. A man's not supposed to get hurt. He's certainly not supposed to let it really matter. We've seen too many movies where the good guy takes an arrow, just breaks it off and keeps on fighting, or maybe he gets shot but is still able to leap across the canyon and get the bad guys. And so most men minimize their wound. It's not a big deal. Lots of people get hurt when they're young. I'm okay. King David, a guy who's hardly a pushover, doesn't act like that at all. I am a poor and needy, he confesses openly, and my heart is wounded within me. Psalm 109:22. Or perhaps they'll admit it happened, but they deny it was a wound because they deserved it. After many months of counseling together about his wound, his vow, and how it was impossible to get the answer from women, I asked Dave a simple question. What would it take to convince you that you are a man? Nothing, he said. Nothing can convince me. We sat in silence as tears ran down my cheeks. You've embraced the wound, haven't you, Dave? You've owned its message as final. You think your father was right about you. Yes, he said, without any sign of emotion at all. I went home and wept for Dave, and for so many other men I know, and for myself, because I realized that I, too, had embraced my wound and ever since just tried to get on with life. Suck it up, as the saying goes. The only thing more tragic than the tragedy that it happens to us is the way we handle it. God is fiercely committed to you, to the restoration and release of your masculine heart. But a wound that goes unacknowledged and unswept is a wound that cannot heal. A wound you've embraced is a wound that cannot heal. A wound you think you deserved is a wound that cannot heal. That is why Brennan Manning says, the spiritual life begins with this acceptance of our wounded self. Really? How can that be? The reason is simple. Whatever is denied cannot be healed. But that's the problem, you see. Most men deny their wound, deny that it happened, deny that it hurts, certainly deny that it's shaping the way they live today. And so God's initiation of a man must take a very cunning course, a course that feels very odd, even cruel. He will wound us in the very place where we have been wounded. And so God's initiation of a man must take a very cunning course, a course that feels very odd, even cruel. We'll leave it there. That is a Wild at Heart. That is page 107, 108. Yeah. See ya.